And it's still not live?
Mm-mm.
You look like a hold up. Start the preview. You have
I ain't trying to look.
connect streaming software to go live. This is a preview, but it's not showing me nothing. How to stream. Copy the stream key and enter in your streaming software, which is StreamYard, and then select go live once your streaming software connects and displays as a preview. I'm trying to figure out why in the F is this not showing up on my Instagram.
Uh,
No, 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 no.
my bad. I'm not even familiar with whatever you said you're using, so I couldn't help you at all.
Yeah, it's all good. I'm about to figure this out because I'm trying to go live on all my social platforms.
Mm.
Because then I don't have to use my phone. I don't got to use like 3 different phones to go live on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. And yeah, you know what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna figure it out though. I appreciate
Ah,
you. All right.
yes, sir.
Okay, so I'm really trying to figure out how can I go live on my Instagram from StreamYard. I need someone who can help me. This is crazy. Oh man, I thought I had this too. I really thought I had it. Um, and it's showing that I'm live right now on my Facebook. What about YouTube? And it's showing that I'm live on YouTube, but it does not show that I'm live on Instagram. So I'm gonna get that figured out. Like I'll get it figured out, and once I do, I'm gonna be happy. I'm gonna be excited. So without further ado, let's just make some calls for right now. Like I'll get that figured out. But it sucks though, cause damn, that sucks. All right, I guess we can't go live on Instagram. I gotta get this figured out. Like I can't even. I'm not gonna be able to go to sleep without knowing how to go live on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at the same time. Um, let me see. Okay, so it says copy the stream key and enter it in your streaming software. All right, so I may have to do this again. And man, this is crazy. Like this is crazy. Like I'm about to make calls, y'all. Bear with me. I'm just trying to figure out how can I go live on my Instagram because like all of my Instagram people, I can just bring them over here to YouTube to make everything easier for me. You get what I'm saying? So if y'all can help me out, that'll help out a lot. I don't even see how Pace does this. Oh my goodness. All right. Okay. Um, Tara, you are funny. You are funny. What's up? Um, oh my goodness. You know what? Forget it. I already got 3 people logged in. Y'all tuned in. Let me just go ahead and make these calls. Um, you know what? Let's just make calls. Let's just make calls. Let's do it. Forget it. Let's just make some freaking calls.
Follow up boss. Dial your lead.
Hello.
Hey, Laura.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Hanging in there, hanging in there.
That's good. Is that a good thing?
Right now I'm just trying to take care of a few things.
Gotcha.
But
Okay.
yeah, that that's an older house, and it hasn't been totally remodeled. We haven't really put a whole lot of work, as far as exterior kind of thing, work in it.
Mm-hmm.
But just the fact that We did, excuse me, we did install central air and heat because it didn't even have central air in it at all. We had central air. Like I said, we upgraded the service. We have upgraded the panel. So and the plumbing, we done a lot of work on our house.
Gotcha.
So.
Gotcha. Okay. So pretty much.
That's really a deal because a lot of the houses, primarily like across the street, a couple of them have gotten remodeled, and that even took the area value up, you know.
Mm-hmm. What do you think those are worth right now? The ones that they just remodeled.
Looks like I haven't seen it in the research, but if you Google it, you know, you'll see where they kind of jumped up probably about 40,000, 50,000 from what it was, you know, originally.
Gotcha.
I think they put like 70,000, somewhere around there, 80. Gotcha. Maybe, I'm not sure. I haven't really looked at it in a while.
That's what I seen the same numbers that you're talking about, between 70 up to like 100,000 fixed up. So, and you know, us as investors, we try to get a discount so that we can, for one, if we want to flip it, we'll have some room in there for us to make like a little spread, maybe $25,000.
You want to get something in return.
Right.
You sure don't want to break even.
Exactly. And my main goal is to make sure that, and I'll be transparent, I'm pretty much coming in and borrowing money to purchase the property. That's how I buy all of my properties. I borrow funds from different private lenders. So I have people that's just.
How do you do that and keep from getting in debt?
Yeah, so I'm in a lot of debt, in good debt though. So I'll explain how. Right. Let me explain how. So here is exactly how, and pretty much this is how most investors, this is how they purchase properties if they're not using their own cash. So we'll have people that have, you know, funds in their self-directed IRAs, or maybe their 401ks, or they just got money just sitting around somewhere, maybe in an insurance policy or something like that. And typically they're looking to, you know, deploy their funds into something. They just don't know what. Some people use it for, you know, the stocks, or maybe the trucking business. So we'll have a conversation at like real estate meetups or business meetups, and they'll ask me exactly what I do. And I tell them, well, I'm investing in the real estate, you know, making anywhere from 10 to 15% return, sometimes 20, depends on the deal. And that piques their interest. And they're like, dude, I want to be involved. I'm interested. Put me in. And so we'll have a Zoom conversation. And after that Zoom call, they'll ask me, well, what deals are you working on right now? And I'll show them the deal. Once I show them the deal and how much money it takes to get into the deal, they just say, hey, where do I sign the paperwork and where do I send the funds? Once they send those funds over, I'm now in debt. We put a promissory note and a deed of trust together. And let me know if I'm going too fast. I just get excited talking about this stuff. But we sign paperwork. And once that paperwork is signed and recorded in the county records, it's now official. Everything is legal now. So what I do, once I get the funds, I'm not receiving the funds in my business account or my bank account. It's going through a title company or an escrow account. But once those funds are received, those funds are being deployed into the deal. Now that deal can consist of, you know, money going to the seller, money going to catching up people's arrears if they're behind, you know, stuff like that. So my main mission and my main goal is just to get these people a return on their money while I cash flow as well. And obviously the only way that I can do that is by putting myself in good debt. I have to make sure that I buy good deals. If I buy a bad deal, there's a relationship that I just burnt. You know what I mean? There's somebody that's willing to hand me money, but I just burnt their relationship by putting them into a bad deal, which is why I have to negotiate really, really good deals, because they want to make, you know, a return on their money. So I know I said a lot, but long story short, the way that I'm going to give you your money is by borrowing the money from them, getting myself into debt, in good debt, making sure that I can pay these guys back. whether that's monthly payments or a big lump sum. But the goal for this property is just to keep it as a long-term rental.
Is there like a ceiling to that?
Say that one more time.
Is there like a ceiling as in, cap to that?
As far as
To
like,
the borrowing? As far as the lending?
yes, there is a cap. So depending on how much equity is inside the deal, will determine, how much money they're going to allow me to borrow. If there is no equity, so put it like this: the less equity inside of the deal, the less they're going to allow me to borrow.
Mm-hmm.
If there's a lot of equity, or if there's more equity, they're going to let me borrow more money. And when I say borrow, I'm talking like anywhere from 3 to maybe 5 years before I have to pay them back.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Okay. Well,
Yes,
that's
ma'am.
not too bad.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
How many areas are involved with in your circle as far as, landing the actual properties?
You said how many who are involved?
How many entities or groups, or how many, like you said, this particular group of investors will be considered one group, yourself,
Got you.
the title group,
Yeah.
how many people are involved?
So it's typically just myself and that investor. It depends on who I'm talking to, but I know I'll say over 150 investors that just has cash laying around and they're, looking to put it to use. But
so you find these people just through networking or referrals, or how did you get involved, and how did you come to trust them and them trust you?
so I'll have to put it out there and let you know. But so I do a lot of what do you call that? I host a lot of meetups out here in Dallas Fort Worth.
Mm-hmm.
I host meetups.
Mm-hmm.
I go out and I network with different people. I also I speak on a couple stages from time to time, just showing people about the creative finance stuff. And, people, they trust me. They see my Instagram, they see my Facebook, all my social media accounts that I have. They see them and they see that I'm actively doing deals. And most of the times when people see that, they're like, I want to be a part of that. This guy looks like he knows what he's talking about. I get different testimonials from, most of my private lenders. That way, the people who's going to invest in me, they can see that I'm a real person. I'm legit. I do good business. And I kind of gained their trust through either a Zoom call, or sometimes they'll fly out or I'll fly out to their city and we have a good conversation. And that's pretty much it.
Well, that, like I said, the area you're looking at it's kind of like, the whole city itself, Columbus. It's a tri-city, Columbus, Georgia, Fort Benning, Georgia, and then you have Alabama on the other side of the river, walking distance. So it's a tri-city, and it's a retiring city. So you're gonna constantly, have people in and out. If whatever you plan to do, look at it, like you said, either have somebody in there or flip it or whatever. But I wouldn't think it would require a whole lot of cosmetic work, interior or exterior. I wouldn't think so. You, like you said, if you got enough money set up for that, it shouldn't require, I would say, a whole lot to get it to where you modernize it. You know what I mean?
Right. I get
And very popular area, and you wouldn't go wrong with it because people are constantly needing a place to live, and they want to live. That's the area is north of the central side of Columbus. So you got a central main area road, which is called Macon Road. So it's, I want to say, north of Macon Road or northwest. So it's not in a bad area at all. you got one side that could, may have a lot of renters, but for the most part, I would say it's a good deal, and it's probably going to increase its value over time, considering. But
got you.
technically, and as a matter of fact, it has come a long way.
Yeah,
from when we first got it. You know what I mean?
I 100% understand.
It's come a long way. But what would you say the most that you would be able to put in it or be able to do for it?
That one is about 1,000 square feet. Or is
I don't know the exact.
So it's about 1,100 square feet. I'm looking at it now. So
okay. I'm not even sure. I haven't really focused on that.
If you already did like the major repairs, like roof, plumbing, all the big ticket items, all the big stuff, then there's not much for us to go in there and just put in some cosmetic work just to give it a little bit of refreshing is what we call it. I can tell you this. I did put in my notes that the house next door, theirs was a little bit more, how do you call this? Theirs was, they had a few more upgrades inside their property when they purchased it. It was the next door neighbor. It was an investor that purchased for around, I think it was 45, 50,000, somewhere around there. And that was with the property being fixed up. Not all the way, but it was fixed up enough where it was just rent ready. So if we're talking max, that's if the property is already fixed up, which is what I would be trying to come and do. So not trying to nickel and dime or anything like that, but again, I'm just going back to making sure that my investors are protected. That's the first thing, and then making sure that the number works for you as well to get this deal done.
Because the most expensive work that would have been done on that would have been electrical and HVAC.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you have your own team for that kind of stuff, but I know you had said you had some particular groups that do certain works. Right. But that's the most expensive.
Tell me, what market is this one in that you're trying to close your deal in?
Was
let me know.
Doing that electrical and heating and air mostly.
Got you. Okay.
We haven't done a whole lot to the roofing. We did cut down one huge tree that was kind of too close for comfort. We did get that cut down. It was kind of in the front yard. But overall, that's really kind of almost a steal because, like I said, the property in that area is going up. The market value is going up on that in that side of town. And you don't have a whole lot of vacancies or empty houses in that area. I know when we first got it, there was one girl, I knew her father. She wanted the one across the street really, really bad. But she ended up getting another one down the street. And she she remodeled it a little bit. But that's a very popular area. It really is. Because you got even further down on in the park area, when you get in the park area, I want to say, which is not even a half a mile walk, probably about 6 blocks, maybe 4 to 6 blocks down, you getting into the really, I want to say, really prominent area of Columbus. It's called Hilton Avenue area, and you're talking about like huge houses in that vicinity, doctors and really prominent population in that area.
Gotcha.
Doctors and lawyers and so forth. But it's not a bad deal, I don't think.
Got you. And
I mean, you wouldn't suffer a loss by no means. I don't think, not by no means, getting that.
mm-hmm.
Like I said, it's going to require just a little bit of cosmetic work.
What you think about maybe 15,000?
It's got a lot of potential to it.
Mm-hmm. So
what did you say?
No, I was saying what you thinking on the repair budget? You thinking like 15,000?
Well, a lot of that depends on how you will go about it. Because in our case, my husband did a lot of the work, because he was kind of versatile in the area, knew somebody. You know what I mean?
Right.
We didn't have to contract out. But if you have to contract out, then that's something different. I thought you had mentioned to me that you had, some people that kind of come in and do certain kind of work when you go through your investment.
Right, and I have people, and again, I just want to make sure that we get it at a pretty good price. And I think you said 65 was the best you can do on this number, correct?
Well, I think it's a fair amount, because you got to consider the work you put in it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I would say you probably can get away with maybe 10,000 or less doing that work. And now so many people are going with that the granite look countertops.
Right.
And I priced that stuff at Home Depot, and I don't know, unless it's just really drastically gone up, it was pretty reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
Replace the countertop with that. You may or may not have to replace the cabinets. You could probably get away with remodeling them, or refurbishing them. So you just kind of have to think outside the box with some of that stuff,
Got you. So here go. I'm gonna throw out a couple of salesman questions real quick. Okay. In the event that you don't sell it for the asking price that you're asking, did you have any backup plans?
Well, I know at one point you had mentioned that you would be interested in maybe purchase to own or lease to own or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Seller financing.
Yeah, financing.
Yes,
so we
ma'am.
can maybe look at those options, and we were talking about putting down a certain percentage and so forth, and then we'll have to consider the price of probably have to go up a little bit, or the interest or whatever.
Got you. Okay. Got it. Okay. I think that probably if the cash offer, if it's just not sitting well with you, if it doesn't work and you're like, hey, I can get better offers from different investors, then I'm 100% on board with you making more money as far as getting a cash offer. But I know for us, that kind of where we left off, that's where we were at. And it's just because of the sales prices in the area and the cash prices in the area. It's giving us it's giving us the amount that we need to give you as far as making the deal make sense. And then obviously I'm still borrowing funds from my guys. I'm just being transparent so that you know exactly what's going on and you don't think that I'm just bringing in all this cash from my bank account. This is coming from a third party. They're just bringing in the funds, making sure that we get you paid, get you squared away, and I pay these guys, a monthly payment for the next 3 to 5 years. But from my understanding, the number that we want to pay for it, it doesn't work for you.
Well, you didn't really shoot a price to me. I don't think did you give me it? I think I gave
sent you one.
Number.
Yeah, I sent you one. I had texted to you. Yeah, I sent you a text. It was a few days ago.
Okay, I must have missed it. Let me go back and check.
Now
I know you
that
saying
was
about the pictures.
yeah. Hold on. I sent you one, and you had I think you gave me a quick response. I was okay.
You said, okay, I'll submit an offer if you're ready to sell. When are you looking to close? Was it before that? It could have been before that.
That's weird. I sent you one. But okay.
Then you said, just follow up. You gave me an address. We got approval. You said you got approval. Now, how did that come about? You said you got approval, but then you didn't get approval.
So when I say approval, this is me basically going out and getting these guys on board with, you know, what properties we're purchasing, because a lot of some of the stuff they don't actually touch. If it needs too much work, they won't get it approved. They're like, hey, this is a big, you know, this is a higher risk, so we don't want to touch it. We'll have to pass on this opportunity. And so because of that, you know, I'm basically letting you know, hey, I got it approved. I'm out raising the funds for it. I have the cash, but I'd rather use someone else's. I don't want to use my own cash, because then that prevents me from buying other properties. And I'm trying to continue to buy, you know, 5 to 10 deals a month. But in this case, if we're paying cash, and who would be paying closing? Is it you? Or is it me? Or we're splitting closing costs?
No, you had said that you would pay the closer. Remember, you had mentioned that.
Got it. Okay, so if we're covering closing costs, obviously there's no commissions or anything like that.
I apologize. You said you were using your own people.
Right.
So why would they be charging you closing if they're under your network of circle?
You said why would they who?
I thought they were all under the same umbrella. Why are you being charged for closing costs?
No, so I'm not being charged. They're coming with all of the lump sum. So let's just say we agree on a number, whatever that number is, plus closing. And if we have to, you know, go in there and put some repairs in, they're covering all of that. They're going to want a return on their money. So if I borrow, let's just say $50,000, if I borrow $50,000, they're going to charge me anywhere from 10 to maybe 15% on their money on that $50,000.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever monthly payment that is, that comes out to be, that's what I have to pay them every single month for the next 3, maybe 5 years, which is why I'm trying to get this property at the best price that I can get it, so that I can make sure that I cash flow, and I can also make sure that I'm maintaining their monthly payment to them. So I'm really talking I'm really negotiating with 2 different people. It's you and my private lenders. I have to make sure that you're satisfied, and I also have to make sure that they're satisfied, and obviously myself as well. You know, I want to make, you know, at least maybe $300-400 a month on, you know, on the long-term rentals. So
who would the contract be actually made out to?
It would be between you and myself.
Oh, okay.
They're just supplying me with the funds.
Okay.
I don't want to confuse you with that. So maybe that was just a little too much information, but I just wanted to share with you like the back scenes of what's going on. So if me and you, we come to our agreement, okay, cool. Hey, guys, this is me. This is what I'm doing on the back end. Hey, guys, I need $50,000, $60,000. That's to purchase the property, cover closing costs, and to cover the rehab. Okay, they're going to say, hey, Japs, we'll give you that, but we're going to charge you, you know, 10 to 15% on our money. So whatever monthly payment that comes out to be, that's what you have to pay us every single month for the next 3 years. Right.
So technically, you'll have 2 separate contracts, one with me and one with them.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so technically, I don't really need to have the details of what your contract is consistent of.
No, ma'am. Not at all. I'm just giving you that information just so that you know what I'm doing on the back end, so that you don't, for one, I don't want you thinking I'm coming in here trying to nickel and dime for a property. That's I don't want you thinking that. But because
then again, with the same token said, I actually kind of do need to have, that information, and that, for instance, if you were to default on the loan with them, then they would have access to the property.
That is correct, because they'll be in second position.
Right. So technically, it would be like 2 contracts involved, or 3.
2.
3 and 1, or 2 and 1.
Yeah, it'll be 2. It'll be one between you and myself, and then it'll be one between me and my private lenders. That's if we.
But
that's if.
That information. Go ahead.
That's if we do the seller financing route. But if we paying all cash, then you just get paid and you're completely out of the deal. It's just now it's us. It's just me and the private lender at this point.
Right, exactly. Which I probably would prefer, because it'd be easier or less complicated or confusing.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess if you can kind of convince these guys, like I said, Fort Benning is like the second, if I'm not mistaken, the second largest military base that, the Army has. This is like major training area. You're talking about airborne. You're talking about, basic training, officer schools. I mean, they have it all here. As a matter of fact, Colonel Powell studied and trained here. So this is a major military facility here. So it is a very, good area to consider. And also, not to mention, like I said, it's a military retirement area.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, I know, they actually they closed 2 other bases, and a lot of those vets and military residents came that way because of them closing it. I know one was Fort McClellan, which is in Anderson, Alabama, and if I'm not mistaken, there was the one in Atlanta. Could have been 2 of those in Atlanta, because that's where Tyler Perry purchased those 2 that used to be up there in Atlanta. So the population is is like tripled in the area. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So you'll never have a problem with, having to sell it, rent it, whatever you're trying to do with it.
Got you. Do you know when the tenants will be able to move out once we purchase it?
Well, we would just have to give them the legitimate notification time frame, which I would think
about
at least
what you think?
2 months or so.
60 days?
Yeah, 60 days or so.
Okay. Got you. All righty. Well, look, this is where I'm at, and I'm going off of base of just putting in a couple thousand of repairs into the house, and just kind of getting it refreshing and making this a pretty easy sale. The highest and best, and this is just like, I probably can't go no more than this, just because I got to pay these guys a monthly payment, and I want to make sure that I can afford them every month. But I think the best that I'll be able to do is $48,000.
48.
That's 48 net to you, as long as there's no, liens or mortgage balances or anything like that. That'll be pretty much what I can net to you.
That's a big drop. That's a huge drop. You couldn't do 60 even?
60?
Mm-hmm.
That one's tight. That's really tight. Give me a quick second.
Mhm.
All right, who want a deal in Columbus, Georgia? Who wants a 2-bed, 1-bath, 1,100 square foot house for 67,000? I'm just kidding, y'all. I'm just kidding. I'm just playing. Let me see. If we do 60 and that one's still tight. I don't think we can.
Probably no time.
Yeah, that's a hard push at 60. That's a real hard push at 60. If I just so happen to pass on that 60, is that going to be a deal breaker?
Let me do this. So if you can't do that on the cash, you still interested in the finance?
I would be highly interested in financing it if we can't agree to the cash price.
Mm-hmm.
Because then once the value of the property goes up, I can refinance it, and get you completely out of the deal. I'm sorry, completely, just kind of ease you out of the deal. But all cash, if we're paying all cash, it's kind of where I'm pretty comfortable closing at that number, at that offer that I just gave you. But if we
You're doing a cash sale for fit, you want to try 55? You can go 48.
Man, I'm trying. I am trying. I'm really trying.
That's a $10,000 drop I just gave you.
I know, and it's so if I wish I could show you my calculator. It's just the numbers are like, even at 55, I'm pretty much breaking even as far as making the payments to my guys, and also we're not even considering taxes and insurance on the property. So at 55, it's just pretty much breaking even. But at 48, I'm pretty much clear to make $300 a month. That's after everybody else is paid, taxes, insurance. If I hire property management, who else we have? We got the private money lenders. Basically, I'm just trying to make sure all those expenses are covered, because this is it's a pretty decent amount. It's not just 5-10 grand that I'm borrowing. So you can see, Ms. Laura, I'm really trying to be fair. I'm like I said, I'm not trying to nickel and dime or anything like that, but I do want to work this deal with you. But even at 55, it's.
So let me ask you this: if we go back to the finance option, then it'll have to go back up to the somewhere between 65 and 70.
Okay, so we do the financing at 65.
Would that be a problem?
It wouldn't be a problem if you give me enough time to pay you off.
Right.
And so,
what do you think that would be for you, considering where you are?
Don't kick me in the stomach. But what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on 7 to 10 years?
7 to 10.
7
don't sound bad.
Okay, and here's why I started at 7 to 10, because as you saw just recently within the real estate market, a lot of the stuff, like all of the values, has decreased, and What I don't want to happen is if we say, hey, let's do a 3-year balloon. That's what we call it, like what we have to pay you off. We agree to 3 years, and in 3 years, something happens to the real estate world, and now I have to pay you whatever that balance is, and the property's not even worth that much anymore. So now I have to come out of my pocket to pay you off. And instead of me doing that, I just like to keep it simple and let the banks pay you off. So in 7 years, if the property is worth a lot more than what I've purchased it for, I can go ahead and refinance the property. You get paid off. And now I own the property pretty much, well, not free and clear, but now, yeah, I own the property outright, and you're paid off.
However, vice versa, like you said, if it, changes, the economy changes, or been a balloon payment, then, I mean, how would I be secure?
So in the event that, let's just say, if something does happen to the economy and the balloon is here, and for whatever reason, I got a few different answers to that question. But if the economy changes and we have a balloon, and for whatever reason we cannot pay you out, we can do a few different things. One, we can try to sell the house, pay you out in full. Two, what we can do is extend our agreement. We can come back to the drawing board and say, hey, things have changed within the economy. The property isn't worth, or the property value isn't where we thought it was. Will you give us the option to extend this agreement for another 12 months? We haven't had to do that since I've been in real estate. But in the event that the economy does change and the balloon the balloon is here and the property isn't worth what we've purchased it for, then we would just come back and say, hey, will you give us time to either, one, sell the house, or two, will you give us an additional 12 months to pay you off? Or,
yeah, because those are, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You were saying?
Yeah. Or you just pretty much would just take the property back from us. You can just say, hey, no, guys, time is up. I don't want to extend anything. But I would like for you guys to deed the property back over to me, because what we put in writing. So I'd rather not go that route, which is why I like to start off with at least 7 to 10 years. Hey, let's do this. Let's put everything in writing. But we can at least pay you out with give us between 7 to 10 years, give the property time to appreciate in value. That way we can go ahead and allow the banks to pay you out. And if needed, if the balloon gets here, you give us an additional 12 months for the property to appraise or for the property to increase in value so that we can get you squared away. But what I don't want to happen is that balloon comes here and you say, hey, time is up, guys. I want my property back. If y'all don't have the money, y'all have to deed the property back over to me.
Well, we'll just touch and agree that won't happen.
Right. Exactly.
We have to remain positive,
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. 100%.
Well, I'm gonna let me do this. I just want to get some counseling from some different people in my circle.
Gotcha.
And go from there.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm sleepy.
I apologize.
I've had a long day, that's all.
Okay.
And then if you want to, you can email me, or I can email you, and we can kind of paraphrase or just summarize what we just discussed, so that we won't, forget, what we were kind of looking at, agreeing to, or coming up with a plan.
Okay. That sounds good. That sounds good with me.
But like I said, it would be real nice if you could talk your people into go on and taking a chance.
Okay.
Taking a chance, that way you'll be free and I'll be free.
Okay. I know you're sleepy. And maybe I should probably just.
I'm okay. Go ahead.
Okay, so if these guys, if they say that, this is because I go to like 3 people, these are like my go-to people. But if they say, hey, we have to stay here at this number, then I got another option that I can do. If that number doesn't work, I can just send this out to my other investors that would want to purchase this. I would no longer be in the deal, but I can send this out to my other investors and see what they would be willing to purchase this property for. Like, hey guys, I'm working on a deal right now. It's in Columbus, Georgia. What are you guys willing to pay for this? And I can just bring it back to you and let you know, hey, this is what these guys are offering. And I'll probably send it to like maybe 3 to 5 investors, get their feedback, see what they say. And if it's something that's worth your time, I can just present it back to you. And I'll have them pay me like a finder's fee or something like that, just to make it worth everybody's time.
Well, make sure, you got to look beyond the property itself. Mm-hmm. Like I said, you definitely want to iterate about, the perks of purchase, which would be, like I said, the retirement area, the prominent area. You want to emphasize all of that, the pluses.
Right.
It's got a lot of potential, like I said, and I don't think it'll ever stay vacant. Or, you can easily flip it or you can continue to rent it. Mm-hmm. So it's not a bad deal at all.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But that's just a backup option, just in case if these guys. I always look at worst case scenarios. Hey, if they're pretty.
Let me ask you this too. Another thing: have you ever had a situation where and don't even ask me how we got in this situation, but we are. It's kind of. I want to see this. I want to figure out the simplest way to say it. Okay, we have a situation where the owner of the property had a partner to the property. So technically it was 2 names on the property, and the owner died and his daughter became the executor, and he had a lot of older property. Mm-hmm. As a matter of fact, that's where most of this came into play. We had got it from them. But the bottom line is, she is like, I don't want anything to do with this property. I'm tired of these taxes, blah, blah, blah. I don't have nobody to maintain it, to manage it, to remodel. So she won't clear of everything that he had. So the point is, she signed over his side of the property to us. And the second party, which I said which was his partner, for some reason or another, I don't know why, he just disappeared. He fell off the map. So, have you ever seen or been in a situation like that, or heard of a situation like that?
Yes, I have. That's funny that you brought that up. I'm actually dealing with that right now as we speak. I have it's a property out here in Dallas. There's 2 different owners. And they both own 50% in the property, which is crazy. So, and this is how it happened. There was a sister and a brother. They both had they inherited the property from their dad. He passed away. Mm-hmm. It went straight down to them. They both had 50% inside of the property. The brother, he sold his 50% ownership to another investor, which is who I'm buying the property from. But he sold that to this guy, and the sister didn't know about it until I called her recently. And so She is now on
But
board with selling.
She was a single person, or she was not even on it at all.
Say that one more time.
Was the sister even on the
Yes.
deed, or
Yes, she is. She is on the deed. So as of right now, it's her and the buyer, the guy who bought the property from her brother. Those are the two parties that's on the deed right now, and I have to send out 2 contracts to both of them. And luckily, we're in contact with them both. But if you can't find this person, you can easily look them up on maybe True People Search, or that's what I use. I use True People Search, and it usually gives me like their phone numbers, and I'll just give them a call and say, hey, let's go ahead and finish out this deal. But yes, I have been in this situation twice, actually 3 times. I'm sorry.
Man, so the person I guess I need to get advice from. I had actually recently spoke to the local tax assessor's office, and she was pretty cool, and she gave me a lot of feedback about the other owner, and she was just giving me information about where we probably could find them, and that they were really middle-aged person, probably just in their 30s or 40s. But every time someone try to reach out to that person, it's like there's no response, no reply. You're like, what in the heck? So we were thinking about presenting that to you also, to see if you'd be interested in that deal.
Gotcha. That'd be something that I would definitely love to take on, because it sounds like a challenge to me, which I love challenges. So, but I think.
But the thing is, she kept telling me, the assessor, she was like, well, if there's a liability on the property of any kind, that means that he needs to know that he would be half liable, whatever. And I was like, I think he needs to know that he's liable for these expenses we put in the property, and the taxes we've been paying on this property. That's what he needs to know, that he'd be liable for,
right?
And nothing. So it'll always be a thing, not knowing this person, where they are, do they have siblings, do they have children, all of this kind of stuff. But I kind of want to get from up under it, and so just let me know if you're interested. It's not in the better side of town. It's on the south side.
Gotcha.
But it's not like too bad a town. As a matter of fact, we were over there working on it one day, and these guys came up in a black Mercedes, and they were from Atlanta. And they may be somebody, I can't remember the names at this time, but they were just looking at some apartments which were needing refurbishment and remodeling that was down the street. They had just purchased those apartments. It wasn't a bad looking building, but the area, it's the little circle to where the house is, the little vicinity is not bad, but on the, if you go up the street here and there, you may get a little bit this and that.
Gotcha.
And it's not up the street from housing, city housing, apartment, so to speak, project or whatever.
Let us take a look at this one. You want to maybe text the address, and then we can take a look at it, and we can also dig deep to find the other owner. Yeah, this one would be fun.
Well, I just need, first of all, I don't want you to make any kind of, effort to find the other owner until you know that is yours. But because we don't, technically he can remain lost as long as he wants to, because we're gonna keep reading it.
Gotcha. Okay.
And whenever he decides to surface, he still owes us some money for, back taxes and so forth. But at any rate, I'll send you a copy of the address, and you can kind of Google it. And if I have a picture of it, I'll send you that too.
Okay.
I definitely want to get from up under that.
I got you. I'm here. Bring them all to me.
The more the merrier, huh?
Yes, ma'am. I love this. I just love buying and figuring out situations and seeing how we can get out of them. And,
I got to get with my, and I haven't had a chance, so I got to get with my pastor because she had mentioned it to me a few times, but I never have sat down and talked to her about it yet.
Mm-hmm.
But she and her family have recently, as a matter of fact, one of the church members or ex-church members is in the Texas area right now. Where is she? Colleen is way from Dallas, isn't it?
Yeah, Colleen is probably like 2 hours, not that far. It's about 2 hours away from where I'm at.
Well, she got involved also, and she had 2 boys and a daughter down that way. That was a daughter that married military, and I think she went into military a little while, but long story short, she got involved and got her kids involved. But what they're doing is, and you probably have been involved in this sort of thing too, they're purchasing, I want to say, I guess it's up for tax auction or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I think and I haven't gotten a real gist of how it works, but from what I can tell, they own the property, but they own the land, but not the house or property. Does that make sense?
They own the land, but okay, yeah, that makes sense.
And I'm trying to figure out how do they do it? How do you? And then the girl that's in Texas, she was trying to explain it to me how it works. She said basically, eventually, it'll be both. If they don't come back and take care of the property, back pay or taxes or whatever. Gotcha. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, that does. I see what you're saying.
And he had mentioned his son was speaking Sunday, and he had mentioned that at this point, his aunt and uncle have about 30 properties, and now the pastor has about 30 properties.
My goodness.
And I know, right? And I think the girl who the church member that's in Texas now, she said she had quite a few. But I'm just trying to figure out how they're doing it and how is it feasible. I think what they're doing is they're going and I've heard a lot of people do this. They pay for the taxes that is, they get the property through the auction of the property from the taxes that's back due.
Mm-hmm.
And some kind of way, they have to wait X amount of years. I think my sister was trying to tell me how that works. They have to, is it 1 or 2 years or maybe even 3 to 5? Right. And if the person doesn't pay off the taxes and expenses and whatever it takes to get it,
then they get
the whole, I guess all of it becomes theirs.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
ma'am.
So I didn't know if you had heard of that kind of stuff. Investing. If not, maybe I can, connect you to her and she can tell you what they're doing.
Okay.
But, I don't know.
All good.
So I'll send you that address. I think I had given it to you one time when we first started talking. You may not have it anymore. Did you keep record of all that?
I have 1420 22nd and then 1433 22nd.
I never gave you nothing for Bragg Smith, BRAGG Smith. I think it was 433. What's that address?
Let's see.
But I don't know the numerics part of the street, but I know it's Bragg's.
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay. We can finish chatting about it tomorrow. I know you're tired. I don't want to keep you up any longer.
Yeah, I think my words are starting to come together now. Everything is.
All good. I didn't realize that the time zones were different. I'm here in Central Standard Time, so that's my apologies.
Oh, I understand. Yeah, well, at least we got to touch bases, and so just I'll email you and try to recall everything we discussed and try to at least keep both friends about the negotiation part of everything.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, that sounds good with me. It was a pleasure speaking with you tonight. You have a good night's rest. We can circle back. If you're busy tomorrow, then we can come back maybe Thursday or Friday. I'm totally fine with either one.
Okay, man. I appreciate you calling and checking in.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, I'll talk to you soon.
All right, bye-bye.
Okay. Bye. All right, y'all. Here we go. So, what did we learn from this call? My goodness. I done got sleepy, but Ken just texted me and said, good call. Never seen the process before. Okay, so if y'all are still tuned in on this live, I appreciate y'all, like for real. But that is literally the type of buyer I am, or the type of wholesaler or salesman I am. I'm not the pushy person. Could I have ended that call a long time ago? Yes, but I just wanted her to get out all her gas so that, by the time it's time for us to sign the contract, hey, we're sealed. Everything, I pretty much, overcame all of her objections that she had. And just let her, and just kind of hear her out, from a seller's perspective. And as y'all can see, I'm literally just having her come down on her price without me being pushy and, oh no, I can't do that price. No, you got to come from a place of understanding, like, okay, where are you at right now and why are you here? So, and you heard her just give me like another not free, but another property that she's having a hard time. She's having a hard time with. She can't fix the property up or any of that stuff. So us as investors, true investors, we're here to solve problems. And I understand in this business, that's what I am here for. You know what I mean? And I enjoy doing it because it's fun to me. It's like playing chess. It's like, okay, if I move here, what is her next move? You know what I mean? How can I get in a position to where I can just trap her king? But I play chess. That's my favorite game, board game. But anyway, literally, when I text her a super low number. It was like $30,000. It's probably worth somewhere around like $100,000, but that's fixed up. This house, it's not fixed up. It's like in original condition. So even if she did do some of the, the majors, there's still a lot of work that needs to be done with the pictures that I've seen. And it's going to cost maybe 15, 20 grand. It's only like 900 to 1,000 square feet. So, but I just wanted to get on here and let you guys hear how I talk to sellers and kind of how I make offers. I'm not the best guy to go to when it comes to making cash offers, because my offers are usually it's below whatever you're trying to offer sellers. And it's because I have to make sure that there's enough spread in there, because I'm borrowing money from someone else if I actually do buy it. And then obviously if we wholesale it, then it has to make sense for us too as a wholesale deal, because we have some overhead that we have to pay. But whenever they don't take my cash offer, I just exhaust it. I keep going until they're like, okay, you know what? Can you at least do this? All right, boom, bingo. Now I got you where I want you. Okay. If I can't do that, is that a deal breaker or what? And if it isn't, then okay, well, let's talk some more. Let's see how much more I can get out of you. And who knows? She may wake up tomorrow and say, hey, I'll take that $48,000. But I'm not trying to push her to, I know a couple investors, they like to close right now. Let's close right now. But I don't want her to have seller reluctance where she's like, oh my goodness, I just signed this contract and I know I could have gotten more. I don't want that. I want her to feel good about us doing this deal. You know what I mean? So that's what kind of makes me stand out from other investors or other wholesalers, whoever's making cold calls and all of that stuff. I really don't care. But the way I stand out is, first of all, I'm coming from a place of understanding. I used to work security. So every situation that I was in, I had to de-escalate it, right? And knowing how to de-escalate situations can really put you in a really good position whenever you're talking to these people, because you gotta, okay, what's the problem? Oh, wait, there we go. What's the problem? Hey, you see my ring? I'm married. So yeah, I'm just kidding. What's the problem? And here we go, the solution. Well, actually, okay, let's use this as a problem. All right, this is the problem. We have the solution, but we got to figure out, okay, which one of our if we pull out our magic wands, which one of these solutions is a solution for your problem, right? So that's what I'm looking for. And most of the time, sometimes it's not money. Sometimes it's just, hey, I need someone that can help me figure out my situation. I need someone to help me think. I need someone that can help me think out of this situation. Most people, they're going to push to sell right now, sell right now, sell right now. No, I'm not doing that. I'm actually doing the complete opposite. I'm going to push you away from me. I'm going to push you so far away from me that you don't even want to talk to me anymore. Now I say that, but I don't mean it like that. But I'm going to push you so far away that you're going to have to come out. You're going to have to come to me. You're going to have to come to me. I'm not pushing myself to you. You know what happens? Like when you like run towards a cat, the motherfuckers, they run. They run the opposite way. But if you run, if I'm trying to create an analogy where it's excited to y'all, but also makes sense. But like if you are pretty much, let's pretend like you got like a bowl of catnip or some type of cat food. You put that food down and you walk away, the cat is going to come to it because obviously you don't seem like a threat. You ain't pushing them to eat it, yada, yada. I hope that analogy worked. If it didn't, y'all get the point. But I'm not pushing these people. I'm bringing them my way. Hey, you come to me. You got to be you got to be that person that, you know, that they feel warm and welcome to. You know what I mean? It's just like, never mind. I'm not going to say that because I'm on YouTube Live. I forgot. But you got to make sure that these people can like understand, you know, what you're doing, and they understand why your number is your number. Some people, they don't give them explanations, but some sellers, they actually need to know, like, how the hell did you come up with this number? Like, that number does not work for me. Why does that number make sense for you? Why do you think I'll accept that? Well, here's why, and let me explain. If they give you that chance to explain, go ahead and break it down to them. Break it down to where it makes sense to them. Don't try to use these big words. Okay, the ARV is this much. My maximum allowable offer is this much. Don't use those big words. They don't want to hear none of that. They sell in a house maybe once or twice a year, or not a year, in their lifetime. So you want to use, you know, some rudimentary words like, hey, the market value, or maybe your property is worth this much. You know, break it down to where they understand. But this lady literally just walked herself into seller finance, potentially seller finance deal. Or we may get her at a good cash deal where we can get it at 48, sell it for 55. But we'll see. So I just want y'all to hear me on the phone. I didn't expect that call to be that long. But I'll be doing these more often so that people can like have a really, really good understanding of how to talk to people. Because that's really all this is. It's not even really about real estate when you're talking to sellers. It's about getting their situation and helping them out. But you can't just be a one-trick pony. You got to have multiple exit strategies. You got to have multiple solutions for these people. I even threw out a solution where I told her I'm going to wholesale your property without saying, hey, I'm going to wholesale your property. Why don't you let me send it out to like 3 to 5 of my investors and see what they come back with? I'll do all the dirty work. Let's see what offers they come up with. So hopefully this helps somebody tonight. Obviously it's like late at night right now. It's 9:40 my time. So, hey, I got a new subscriber. Hey, I appreciate you, Cash Got Game. I appreciate you, man. But hopefully this helps someone tonight. And if it did, oh crap, Drive it. Hey, drive the. Hey, man, I didn't even know you were still on here, dude. I thought you logged out once you said your ex-wife just moved here, moved there. I appreciate you still being tuned in, but if you can send me a quick DM on my Instagram so that I know exactly who you are and I can maybe send some deals to you and we can do some deals together. But y'all, if y'all got some value out of this, drop some type of like fire emojis in the comment section, or just hit me up on Instagram and say, hey Jabs, I watched your Rick. My God, what's up? That's who it is. Okay, it's like a small little picture, so I can't really see who I'm talking to or looking at. But what's up, man? I appreciate you tuning in. But if y'all got some value, please drop a fire emoji. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. If y'all are on my Instagram, come over here to YouTube, because this was where I'll be doing a lot of my my lives. If you're on Facebook, come over here to YouTube as well, Jabs_Carter84. And if you're on YouTube, y'all come over here and follow me on Instagram at Jabs_Carter84. It's easy to find me. I even give sellers permission to look me up so that they can see I'm a real person and I make content. But I do want y'all to understand, when you're dealing with these people, man, just listen to their situations and come up with the best solution for them, not for you, but for them. Make sure that it's a solution for them. If you're only looking out for you, more than likely it's not going to work. So I appreciate y'all for tuning in and staying on this long. I got my babies there crying in the background, so I got to go. But I'll be back on here probably around, I'd say 10 Central Standard Time. I'll be up here for about a few hours, and then I'll come back on around like maybe 5. No, I'll go to the gym tomorrow. So just come on here tomorrow at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Until next time, y'all. Thank y'all.